All rise for the official Factory of Sadness post-game show, better known as the Flex Zone Podcast official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. The Ravens lay a Raven-sized egg in the land, fall to 5-3 with the 29-24 loss. The Browns get their second win of the season. Drops galore, special team miscues, penalties, inability to stop Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns offense, and they allow 29 points in it. Well, it's the official Go Podcast post-game show. We're going to get straight to it. Got a lot to talk about. Not to get to. You can stack that subscribe button. Stick that like button. Go ahead and on that bell and vote on the poll. Let us know your biggest takeaway from this loss today for the Ravens. How are you feeling? 5-3. They return home to face a tough Denver Broncos team this coming week at M&T Bank Stadium. Big Rod is with me. We watched it, and we're going to talk about it. Sound off below. The Baltimore Ravens postgame show coming to you right now. God's favorite host, another week, another Ravens controversial decision. We were used to winning, had 5 straight wins coming into this matchup today against the Cleveland Browns, who came into this game 1-6. And the Ravens lay a Raven-sized egg in the land, in the Factory of Sadness. It was sadness all around for the Ravens flock as they fall 29-24. 5-3 on the season, first loss, as I mentioned, after an 0-2 start, won 5 in a row. Came into this game heavy favorites. Started with the line, the betting lines as high as 11, 9. I think it dropped to even 7. But all week, you heard the talk, the discussion. Is this a trap game? Should the Ravens be worried? Should the Ravens be concerned? A divisional game, I always say you throw the records, you throw the stats, you throw the status of starters and superstars and backups out the window. You saw it today. And the Ravens lose to the Cleveland Browns. Coach John Harbaugh actually has great success against the Cleveland Browns. He came into this game 26-7 against the Browns. He's now 26-8. As I mentioned in my open, defensive miscues, communication issues, dropped interceptions, dropped passes by the receivers, lack of a pass rush, penalties, special teams miscues. I feel like I'm repeating myself. It's like a broken video. Big Raj is here. And I know he's got a lot to say. Big Raj, how you feeling? Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. Sound off down below. Let us know and vote on the poll. Big Raj, do we need to immediately get the damn belt? Because somebody is going to get some words from you today. I can feel. First of all, how you feeling, my brother?
Oh, no sound effects? Okay, great. Be honest with you, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Bro.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's one big son of a bitch!
And yes, the Browns won. There you go. You hit it ball. They still barking. They still barking.
Finger licking good.
Jameis over there licking the finger.
Oh my goodness.
How you feeling, big dog?
All right. I don't know how to really feel, man. I am angry with this team, but I mean, I'm so used to this. Like, we go into the week, we know that Deshaun Watson is out for the season. I'm last week, I'm just like, oh no, he's out for the season. That means we got to see one of the backups. DTR comes in for him last week. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe we might see DTR next week. Soon as Monday hit, are we going to see Winston?
Who?
Go Google it.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody should know who Jameis Winston is by this point. A 30 for 30 guy, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. You know, he's that kind of quarterback. But it's like he throws the football. You know, he likes to throw the ball deep. He likes to do things with the football that DTR and Deshaun Watson can't seem to do anymore. And I knew it was going to be a dogfight, literally. So, and then on top of that, you have Marlon Humphrey out, and then all of a sudden, last minute, Nate Wiggins is out. So it's like two of your top corners is out. And then on top of that, come game day, come today, we learned that Marcus Williams is benched, and David Ojabo's not going to play either because he's a healthy scratch. So it's like, what are we doing here? And then we lose Brent Urban and Michael Pierce during the game. Now, not to say that was like, you know, the thing that helped us lose. It didn't, but it still added on to it. But it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand it. I don't get the play calling from the defense. I don't know what Zach Orr is doing. I don't have no clue what Harbaugh is doing most of the time. And I thought we brought in Dean Pease. Am I mistaken? Did we bring in Dean Pease? Is he anywhere?
Who?
You know, yeah, exactly.
Who?
Yeah, right.
Who?
I don't know who he is. But it's
I
just
told you when they brought him in, Raj, I didn't really care for it. I was like, okay, what is he going to do, really?
I'm just frustrated with them, bro. That's the word that comes to mind. It's just frustration. It's like they had so many chances to win this game easily. They had so many chances, so many drop balls, so many people getting wide open and they can't catch it. And yeah, Eddie Jackson, who's probably the worst safety ever that I have ever seen, besides the corners that we used to have way back in the day, who were terrible. He was just god awful today. He couldn't tackle half the time. He couldn't catch a ball. He can't deflect passes. He can't do anything. And then Brandon Stevens is another one. It's like he completely regressed. He had a great season last year, and he just can't seem to do nothing either. He's a waste of a cornerback / safety. It's like, what are you doing out? What are you doing out there? You can't cover anybody. And it's just ridiculous, man. It really is. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to go from here.
Well, Raj, you were among the people today. What was the vibe like? I know you were out and about with the people watching this game. I know they were on an emotional roller coaster, as D always says. If it ain't tight, it ain't right. The Ravens got to make it the hard way. Pump your heart, get your asthma pump, take your high blood pressure medicine. They're going to put somebody in the hospital, Raj.
Clearly, I mean, because every game is, they can't close. The defense can't close. They can't stop nobody. There is always a tight game. It don't matter who we play. Even last week, it was like, bro, we're up by almost 30 points, and then you allowed them to come back, and we only win by 10. It's like, what are we doing? I just don't get it. I don't understand. We were the number one defense last year. We didn't have any of these problems. I understand we had Mike McDonald, who turned out to be a great defense coordinator. But I would have thought the drop-off would have been, not super significant like this, but just a little bit of a drop-off. It's like we lose, PQ and Geno Stone to free agency, and we got football. Somebody else left too. I can't think of his name. But anyway, most of our defense. Oh, Clowney. But most of our defensive people are back. So I don't understand. I just don't get it. And then Roquan can't cover nobody. They don't seem to put 23 out there to do Trenton Simpson to cover anyone. The middle of the field is always wide open. It's been wide open the entire season so far. It's just frustrating, bro. It really is, man. And I feel bad for Lamar Jackson because he's been carrying this team for the past 7-8 years, however long he's been here, and it's one thing after another. And he's always putting us in pretty good situations to win. And then when you need guys to step up to make plays, most of the time they always let them down. So it's just frustrating.
Well, let's start with Harbaugh because I know a lot of people in the community. I've heard you when you came on here. You were listening to people. They're putting this on Harbaugh. They're putting it in the thumbnails. I personally don't put this as much on Harbaugh as others, but real quick, you see Jeff Drieback talking about Harbaugh on Marcus Williams benching. We talked about it. It was a personal decision. We're working through some things right there. I feel confidence Marcus is going to be out there playing great football the rest of the season. Called it an internal type of situation. As you mentioned, no David Ojabo, a healthy scratch. Could he have helped today with the pass rush? Does Marcus Williams catch one of those 5 or 6 picks that they dropped, Raj? Kyle Hamilton with the sack and the forced fumble, but then he drops the pick that was gifted to him by Jameis. Like you say, he's a 30-30 guy. He's going to give you a touchdown in the pick. And they had a easy as you can get it. I'm sure you or I could have caught that pick. He drops it. And then over their head, a guy, Cedric Tillman, who come into this game, I think, is he a rookie or a young receiver? He has basically 100 yards, 99, and 2 touchdowns. And then the one over Eddie Jackson's head. Eddie Jackson had a terrible day.
Yeah, man. Like I said, well, you saying is not no Harbaugh. He got to get some of this blame. I had to think about it because Harbaugh is in charge. He's in charge of the team. Like, why is David Ojabo not on the field? He should be always on the. He's a 2nd-round pick. We picked him over George Pickens. Who's a great wide receiver in Pittsburgh. We picked him for a reason. Why are you not playing? You should not be a healthy scratch. You should be out there. There's no excuse for that. And Marcus Williams, who we're paying a lot of money to, should definitely be playing. I understand he's pretty terrible as well, but he's not as terrible as Eddie Jackson is. Eddie Jackson is god awful right now. Marcus Williams should definitely be on the field. So those are Harbaugh situations. Those are Harbaugh mistakes right there, and you just can't. We just can't have any of that, man. We can't. It's like you put one hand behind your back, and you're asking somebody to catch a football with one hand. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, and that's what Harbaugh does at times. He shoots his own self in the foot by making silly decisions when you need to be playing some of your best players. And he just doesn't do it most of the time, especially, games like this. It's like, how do we lose to the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns? It's insane, man. 2 terrible teams. We lose to 2 terrible teams. And I can understand, Kansas City, because that's Kansas City, but it's just no way you should be losing to a 1-6 football team. A 1-6 football team that can't barely do anything.
They hadn't scored 20 points all season with Deshaun Watson, Raj. Jameis Winston, let's work our way back to front. Let's start with the defense because that's going to get all of the talk. Jameis Winston, 27 of 41, 334, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, but they probably dropped 4 or 5 of them. Was sacked twice. And like I mentioned, Cedric Tillman, 99 yards. Elijah Moore, 85 yards. Jerry Jeudy woke up, 79 yards. Njoku, we talked about him yesterday, 61 yards with a touchdown. They pretty much moved the ball at will. And let's not forget Nick Chubb, 16 carries, 52 yards. Deontay Foreman, 5 for 26. So they really did a little bit of everything because even the last few weeks, we've seen the Ravens not be able to stop the run.
Yeah, they was on point. They was on point. Like they played. They looked like they played the entire time together with Jameis as the quarterback, at the helm of the quarterback position. It was like a night and day situation. They were playing awful these past 7 weeks, and all of a sudden, the Ravens are in town, so we got to show up now and play some of our greatest football ever. It's like, bro, everybody's giving us their best shot, and we're not matching their energy half the time. Like I said it a couple weeks ago when we were playing, not just the Buccaneers, but when we played, who was the week before that? Who's that week before that, Byron? I can't think.
Before the Buccaneers, that was the Bills. They had the Bills, Bengals.
No, it wasn't the Bills or Bengals. It was somebody before that. I mean, somebody after them. I know we played the Buccaneers, but I forgot who we played before that. I think we had the Commanders. The Commanders. I said we played the Commanders. We came out flat. And it just seems like the same energy again. We come out flat. We doing silly things, and it's like, okay, we drive down the field. Then we get cute for going for 4th and 1. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You don't got to be cute. You don't got to do any of that goofy stuff, man. Especially against a team like this. You want to, especially a team that knows you, that plays you twice a year, every year. There's no need to be cute. They come in to bring their best effort all the time. And I feel like the Ravens didn't match it. And they didn't have the tools to match it. They didn't have the coaching to match it. And they couldn't get out their own way. They couldn't make the big play at the end, the middle, or the beginning to help them get this win. So the Ravens do what they do, man. They beat themselves when they don't need to be doing that.
Let's go to special teams because I did want to touch on this, Raj. A lot of penalties, a lot of blocking penalties on returns. You mentioned that you did a fair catch at the 5, which I didn't understand. It seemed like Collier would be going. They would have another penalty blocking back. Justin Tucker missed another field goal. Let's not forget about that. That was how many yards was that?
50.
That was he was 1 for 2. How many yards? I'm sorry.
50.
Yeah, he missed another 50-yard, and I think the numbers I have 3 for 10 from 50 the last 2 seasons. They had Jay Feely on the call, so getting that kicker's perspective. I think Jordan still had a decent game, but the special teams, Raj, Harbaugh's a special teams guy, and the special teams has been shaky to say the least. I thought Tucker maybe turned the corner, but we said it a few weeks ago. From 50 plus, can't really trust him.
And I wanted so bad for Tucker to get over this slump, but it just seems inevitable at this point. You know, he's living out some of his last days as a kicker for this team, and it seems like big moments now we can't rely on him. And we seen it today. Another big missed kick. I mean, you make it, we up. I mean, we not up, but we tied the game 20-20. And it's like if you make the kick, and then instead of it being 24-23, it probably be 27-23. So that means the Browns got to go for a touchdown. And who knows? They might would have got it. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have got it anyway. But but on top of that, the Ravens probably would have been within a field goal. You know what I'm saying? So we probably would have went into overtime with Cleveland. But like I said before, man, special teams has been doing terrible this year. Tucker has been god awful at times. I don't know who Collier is. I mean, he had a couple good run backs today, but he's not good. And Ty Wallace.
Well, can I ask you a question? Keaton Mitchell is back at practice. We didn't really touch on it much. He is back at practice. Wouldn't you like to see him maybe as a guy who could give them a spot? Because every week in my keys, I say find a spark, somebody get a big return, somebody do something to special teams to make us get something going, because we can't rely on Lamar to save us every time.
I think so, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to use him when he comes back. They didn't even use Justice Hill today like they supposed to. Like Justice Hill, he got no screen passes thrown to him. He barely run the football. They barely ran the football with Derrick Henry. He only had 11 touches today, from what I saw. So they went away from him as well. So what's going to happen when Keaton comes back? Are they going to put him on the bench, forever and not play him? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what they're going to do and when Keaton comes back. It's like they have a lot of problems or a lot of solutions, but they still have the same amount of problems. It's like you have this great toy over here, but you put the toy in the toy chest, and then when you want to bring the toy out the toy chest, it's like you can't use them correctly. So I don't know. I'm it's so confusing, man. It really is. Like I said before, it's a confusing thing. It's really frustrating when they lose. And what makes it worse is when they actually have good plays, like great plays, they just drop them, or either you drop it or you can't complete the pass, or you overthrow somebody, or today was like a combination of just everything going wrong for this team. Everything that you can imagine went wrong with them. And they couldn't get out. Like I said, they couldn't get out their own way. They ravened it up, as some people would say.
Let's get to some offensive nuggets. You mentioned the offense. The Baltimore Ravens became the 4th team in NFL history to score at least 20 points and record at least 375 yards in its first 8 games of a season. 2013 Denver Broncos, 2007 Patriots, and 2000 Rams. I believe all those teams made the Super Bowl, Raj. Somebody can fact check me on that. I think all those teams made the Super Bowl, just off the top of my head. Jackson's 4 straight games. Lamar Jackson, QB1, Action Jackson. Man, that hurdle over those 2 guys, Raj. They look like a superhero. Look like he was Black Panther or something, man. Jumping through the air. But 4 straight games, at least 250 passing yards and 40 rushing yards. Most consecutive games for a quarterback reaching those marks in NFL history. Jackson is now only the 2nd quarterback ever. Michael Vick did it in 2006 to record at least 40 rushing yards in each of the team's first 8 games of the season, and he probably could have more because he doesn't really look to run. It's his last resort. We saw it today. Zay Flowers continues to be wide receiver number 1. I know you guys out there still want a receiver, but I don't think that's a need. He had 7 receptions, team high, and 115 receiving yards. He reached 100 yards for the 3rd time in his past 4 games, so Zay Flowers getting it done. And I know Derrick Henry didn't have only but 11 carries, 73 yards, 6.6 a attempt. Game-long 39-yard and a touchdown. He reached the end zone for the 8th straight game. I know all you guys been betting on the Henry touchdown. You got one again today. He broke a tie with Willis McGahee, who did it in 2007, weeks 6 through 13 for most consecutive games with the Ravens touchdown in Ravens history. So, Raj, the offense, man, they did their thing. I know Cleveland's defense is better than people would probably give it credit for, but Jim Schwartz brought the pressure. They adjusted, I think, in the second half, but what do you think about this offense, man? They're still putting up good numbers, though.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Lamar's numbers are deceptive in this game because he threw up the ball a lot, and a lot of them passes could have been picked off too. Like he might have thrown like 3 or 4 interceptions if a receiver here doesn't knock it down or a defender there doesn't catch the football. Here go my cousin. Here you go.
What's up, Brian?
What's up, Brian? Yeah, yes, Bateman is my guy.
You know the goofiest thing, not to cut you off, Raj? When he got up, he's pointing up like, oh, it's the sun, oh, it's the sun. Bro, it hit your shoulder pads and you fell. So you need to get
it didn't hit his shoulder. It hit him in the helmet. It hit his helmet.
Oh, it was even more goofy.
He got hit in the helmet with the football. I'm surprised he didn't get a concussion from that, as hard as it hit him. But I don't have no words for Bateman, man.
Stupid. Just stupid.
I have no words for him, man. I don't know.
Well, now that's goofy.
Yeah, tell him, Cravante.
Jam.
God damn it.
Oh, jam.
Like I said before, I don't have no words for Bateman, man. He disappointed me today. He had that one great catch in the first half, but besides that, it was like, where you at, bro? And then when you go find him, it's like, oh, it's another 50-yard bomb, but it hits him in the helmet. And as you would say, Byron, it's same old Bateman. But back to Lamar Jackson, his numbers were deceiving today a little bit because I thought he threw a lot of errant passes. I mean, he did not to say he wasn't great. His numbers were great, and he did enough to win, of course. But it's like I hate the fact that he has to play hero ball at the end to try to save us. And it seems like a thing that's always seemed to happen with these type of games. So, yeah, I'm glad he had over 250 yards yet again, 2 touchdowns, 115 for my man Zay Flowers, who I love as well. I love Zay. Okay, all right, I love Zay. So don't get it twisted. But yeah, man, I just hate that Lamar has to play hero ball all the time to save this team when this team should be saving him. And his organization should be saving him, which they is like they're half in and they're half not, and tired of that.
Real quick, Mark Andrews, he had 5 for 36 with a touchdown, 4th receiving touchdown in the past 3 games. I told you guys, Mark Andrews is not done yet. He has surpassed Ray Rice, 43 for the 2nd most overall touchdowns in team history. Only trails Jamal Lewis, who has 47. So he could break that this season, Raj. Aguilar, 3 for 36, a touchdown, but he had a drop. Likely 4 for 47. Zay Flowers, 7 for 115. I believe he had a drop as well because he didn't control the catch through the ground. Bateman had 1 for 28. I was like, oh, man, this is Bateman. Then he just, same old Bateman, drops a pass. Kolar, 1 for 9. Henry, 1 for 4. Hill, only 1 catch for 14 yards on the screen. I want to talk about the offensive line because I think they played one of their worst games of the year, too. Stanley had not given up a sack all day. And, bro, Myles Garrett, I think, what was Myles Garrett's number? 1 tackle. I did not hear Myles Garrett name all day. They did a great job. Rosengarten or whoever was on him. But Stanley gave up his first sack of the season. Penalties on Linderbaum. Rosengarten had a penalty. I mean, it was just not a good day for the offensive line. Give credit to the Browns defense, though. Jim Schwartz, they bought pressure and dared the Ravens to throw the ball to beat them. A lot of drops, though, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of drops. And yeah, the offensive line was trash. Let's just keep it a buck. Ronnie Stanley didn't have a good game this game, and Falele was getting filleted as usual, as we expect. But overall, as a whole line, Lamar Jackson was pretty much running for his life a lot of this game, and he had to make plays on the fly. So hats off to him for getting the ball off and a lot of those drives. But yeah, man, it's just very suspect. Like I said before, that line, they and 1 minute they're playing well, and then the next minute they're Lamar's getting on his back, or he's getting sacked, or he's running for his life. And on top of that, they didn't help. It didn't help that they didn't really run the football that much with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry should have had more than 11 touches today. He should have had at least over 20 touches. Get that ball to him more involved. Give it to him in space. They did none of that. They shied away from it. I don't like when they do that because it throws their whole offense off. I think they if they're going to throw the football, run the ball first. Set up the run first so you can make it easier for you to throw the football. They didn't do a lot of these things, and a lot of the timing passes were off, clearly. So, granted, like I said before, Lamar had to do what he had to do, and a lot of those plays, but the offensive line didn't make it any better for him. So, and they still scored 24 points, which is great and all, but when you have a shitty defense, what more can you do?
Yeah, Raj, as you mentioned, no Nate Wiggins, no Marlon Humphrey today. We don't know how long they're going to be out. And, they play Denver next week. We can kind of get into that. They're dominating right now. They got some receivers, Raj, and Bo Nix, for a rookie. We talk about Caleb and Jaden Daniels. He's doing the thing. But thankfully, it is in Baltimore, though. But both teams are going to be 5-3 because I think Denver is whooping the Panthers' ass. Yep, 28-7 in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're going to get our asses kicked next week if we decide to play like we did today next week. And Marcus Williams, I hope Marcus Williams, I would hope so. I mean, my goodness, you don't get no worse than that drop.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Can Michael Irvin play too? Can we get him out?
I mean, when your defense is ass, you get posts like this on Cleveland Browns like they won the damn Super Bowl. Like Jameis Winston is an all pro or something. He's the number one guy in the division. Hell, this is ridiculous, man. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. Seriously.
I mean, I told you every time they play us, we're their Super Bowl. We are the Super Bowl team that everybody wants to play, and beat. Because if they beat us, it's like, oh my God, we're going to get a trophy for this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised at the reaction. The Browns have been god awful this entire season. So them getting that victory, they just pumping their chest. You know what I'm saying? They doing one of those Omarion rolls from what is it, Ice? Where he's like this. You know how it goes, Byron. Come on, do it. Come on. Yeah, one of but yeah, they pumping that chest.
Finish him, Daddy.
You pumping that chest up.
Finish him, Daddy.
They pumping that chest up like they done did something, man. Whatever. They 2-6. It is what it is. We lost to them. We have nothing but ourselves to blame. We didn't come prepared. It happens damn near every season with this team. So I don't know about next week, though. I'm not sure who the cornerbacks are going to be. Not sure if we're going to see Marlon or Wiggins or Marcus Williams or David Ajabo. I have no idea. But it can't be as bad. It can't be as bad as it was today on defensively because today was completely trash. So, yeah. Martin Luther Winston out there putting his
Brown quarterbacks with 300 passes and 3+ touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the last 15 seasons. Of course, Baker Mayfield and Jameis Winston. Wow. Talk about a factory set.
Yeah, so like I said, man, Today was rough. Today was we was riding high on that 5-game winning streak, riding high like a mug. And I knew after we was allowing the Buccaneers to come back last week, I just had a funny feeling, man. I was like, this is a trap game. They're gonna probably treat it like a trap game. And of course, they can play like it was a trap game. So I mean, we'll see, man. This is I will say this though. I will say this. This is a season where Marlon Humphrey he is not allowed to take off at all. He's not allowed to miss a game. We need him for every single game. Last year, it didn't matter if he took off. It was like, okay, cool. You don't want to play this week? We got such and such behind you. You know what I'm saying? We got Ronald Darby. Brandon Stevens was playing great. You know what I'm saying? We had some dogs that was playing good on that. And we had Geno Stone. Geno Stone was on the team. And they were playing great football. This year, not so much. It's god awful. The communication is off. People are missing assignments. Brandon Stevens can't cover nobody again, and the backups is even worse. So, Marlon Humphrey got to play every game, and Wiggins can't miss no games either. Even though he's not as good, he's fast, but he's not as good as Marlon. But he can't miss any games either. They need all their guys out there to even have a chance in most of these games. And yeah, he's not allowed to miss no more games. None. No Facebook Live after the game, Marlon. No Facebook Live on the plane ride home or the bus home or whatever y'all took.
Oh no, it won't be no Facebook Live. Do the Ravens need to make a move, Raj? We got what, 2 weeks until the trade deadline?
Yes. I'm gonna cut you off right there. Yes, make a move now. Get it now. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care if it's a safety, a cornerback, a wide receiver, a lineman. You need to make a move now because you're still a 5-3 football team. You can't sit pat. You can't sit back and just allow this to keep going on. You got to make a move. And they have 11 picks next year. Use some of those picks to get a big name player. Use them at this point. We're not going to use all 11 picks. I mean, you might, but that's stupid to do that. But use a couple of those picks. Go out there. See if you can get a Jadeveon Clowney back. See if you can get the dude Crosby from the Raiders. See if you can go out there and get just anybody of substance, man. A Buda Baker, anybody. Get them over here. We need help. Help us. Help us. I mean, if the Chiefs can do it, if the Jets can do it, if the Bills can do it, damn it, why can't we? Go out there and get somebody.
Well said, Raj. Well said. I'll make sure I clip that.
Yes, clip it. Make it a 1
Let's
minute.
Let's get the Super Bowl real quick. Thursday it started. Rams beat the Vikings 30-20. The Rams got a heartbeat.
Yes, the Rams got a heartbeat. I didn't watch the game, but I'm not surprised. Sam Darnold, it's not his fault. He got screwed. The referee screwed the Vikings over. But I mean, the Rams got their weapons back, so they're right back in the race again. Good for them.
We see the Texans beat the Colts barely. Anthony Richardson really didn't help his team. Kind of had people calling for Flacco, but the Texans survived, win 23-20, Raj.
Don't worry. Flacco going to be starting sooner rather than later because he seems to be the hot quarterback over there, other than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, 10 for 32, 175, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Man, Jonathan Taylor had a good game.
Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of
here. I saw the stat line was bad, but I was like, how bad was it? It was pretty bad. Anthony Richardson, I don't know what they're doing. They go to Minnesota next week, I believe, as well. So that'll be a tough game.
Yeah.
We also
by the way, Byron, you're fuzzy right now.
I know my camera. I think it's my camera's too hot, guys. I have not slept. I've been working hard, as you can see.
Oh my, this guy's a hot camera.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot like the way we're feeling after this Ravens loss. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. It's probably overheated. It's all good. We'll be back in a few minutes for NXT. But Packers beat the Jaguars. They survived because your boy no love in Jacksonville as Tony Khan injured him.
Oh man, yeah, they still won, but damn it, my fantasy team. But I hope Mr. Love is doing okay. I hope he feels better. I hope he heals. But yeah, good win by the Packers. They survived 6-2. 6-2 is that record.
Green Bay goes to Detroit next week, so another NFC North showdown. Falcons kind of thought this would happen, beat the Buccaneers 31-26. Falcons almost Falcons, but they held on.
Shout out to the Buccaneers. You know, the bombs were blowing away out there in Raymond James Stadium, but it wasn't enough. The Falcons are falconing, winning. So there you go. Have fun with that.
Do you still hear them blowing up in your head?
Every minute of it. Too.
Let's get to this, man. Let's go down to our usual slutty Jets talk, as D likes to call them. Same old Jets, 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 Mets. I mean, 25-22 to the Patriots, man.
Hey, man, you know what? Even though we lost today, even though we took the L, this always brings a smile to my face. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you.
Just stupid.
I ain't going to hold you, man. I thought the Jets were still in it. I thought the Jets still had a chance to try to make a playoff run. Now it's completely over with now. They have – look, how do you get – hold up, time out. How do you get Hassan Reddick back today? How you get Devontae Adams back last week, and you still can't win the game? And you still getting beat down by a 2-6 or one. Go Google it like we did today. How is that possible? Oh, I enjoyed it. Even if we had to lose, thank God that the New York Jets had to lose with us.
Jets host Houston on Thursday, right? So they probably lose again.
Oh no, that'll be 2-7. Don't you worry about that. The season is over, and Aaron Rodgers got nothing to blame but himself. Because you know what? He was selfish. He decided to miss that nice little training camp or that off-season program workout that he should have been at. And this is where they belong, at the bottom of the division, as always.
Well, they got company because the Dolphins couldn't get it done. Tua came back, and it still ain't make a difference. Kyler Murray, I know we want Buda Baker, but he ain't getting traded if the Cardinals are 4-4 because they're still in the division, Raj. You know I'm a Kyler Murray guy. Jamal Harrison Jr. is a man beast. He's a ball as a rookie. They got another win, 28-27, last-second field goal. Chad Ryland, former Maryland, by the way, got to whoop their ass this week too. I didn't forget what you did, Terps. I'm coming for you this week. But go ahead.
Well, this I'm surprised about. I thought the Dolphins had won. But yeah, the Cardinals are still alive. They still in it. Good win for them. The Dolphins, they're in the right spot where the Jets are. So I mean, well, damn, hold up, time out. So you mean tell me 3 teams in the AFC least is what 2 and 6? You got the Dolphins,
and the Patriots go to Tennessee
and New England.
Yep.
My God, Jesus.
Bill's gonna have it wrapped up by Thanksgiving, Raj.
Mine as well. It's over. It's over.
Oh man. And what about this ass whooping up in Detroit? I mean, the Lions are just on another level. They may be outside the Chiefs. They're probably the best team in the NFL right now, especially the best team in the NFC, in my opinion, especially with the Vikings losses the past couple weeks. And boy, oh boy, did they break out whooping sticks up in Detroit. They gave them a Detroit-style BMF beatdown like Meech and them, right? Did they say Big Meech is free? Oh boy, the clubs in Detroit tonight, they're going up, Raj.
Yes, Big Meech is free and the D, and they put the D all up in the Titans, man. My goodness. So yeah, I don't want to see no parts of the Detroit Lions this year. I mean, we got lucky last year. We caught them at the right time last year, but right now, them boys is on fire.
No water, just pain.
Straight.
That's one big son of a bitch!
Finish him, Daddy.
Yes, they finished the hell out of the Titans. Terrible.
We saw the go. Yeah, go ahead, Raj.
No,
I told you, man. Yeah, I was gonna say the Eagles beat the Bengals, 37-17. This Eagles team, man, Saquon and Jalen Hurts played well today. The receiving core, the offense got it done against the Bengals, and the Bengals 3-5. Good job because the Ravens lost today, and the Ravens and Bengals play in 2 weeks on Thursday night, which I know you'll be at, Raj.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stretch coming up for these teams in the AFC North because they're all about to play each other in the next couple of weeks. So, and the Ravens have the Steelers after the Bengals too. So, interesting next couple of weeks. But the Eagles get it done, and they're coming to Baltimore later on this year.
Yeah, but the Bengals don't even have a home win. And they're 0-4 at home. That is crazy. That is insane, man. But yeah, an ass whooping by the Eagles to the Bengals. I'm greatly appreciated. We love every bit of it as Ravens fans. Thank you for that butt whipping. Hopefully, the New York Giants can do the same with the Steelers tomorrow. But
Acknowledge me.
they were acknowledged. Yes, they were.
Yeah, that would be nice if they could actually lose. The Giants could do something. Commanders and Bears. Let's get to the afternoon slate real quick. Number 1 and number 2 pick. Not the most exciting game. Both defenses playing really well, though. 12-7. I mean, the future of the league is right here in DC or in Landover, not too far from us, Raj. I think both of these teams are playoff teams. And Commanders, I didn't know James Daniels was going to play. I broke the news, but with him under center, they're a different team.
Yes, with him under center, they're a great team. So happy he's back. Glad that it wasn't nothing serious. And yeah, this is a tight game. We'll see what happens, going down the stretch. It's the fourth quarter now, so we'll see what happens.
The Chiefs and Raiders. I know the Chiefs are undefeated, but the Raiders played enough. Remember last year on Christmas, they beat the Chiefs. DeAndre Hopkins making his Chiefs debut, I believe. Travis Kelce has a touchdown. I'm going to get to the box score real quick. But the Chiefs looking to remain undefeated, Raj, and get to, 7-0 against the Raiders.
And they will. They'll get to 7-0 because they'll find a way to beat them. Or the Raiders will find a way to beat themselves. I don't see the Raiders beating this team. I'll be honest with you, I don't know who the hell is going to beat the Chiefs. So who's going to be the first team that beats them? But we'll see. It's just not going to be the Raiders.
And we have, as I mentioned, the Saints and the Chargers in the ugly game, 18-9. I think it was like 5-2 at one point with the safety, or 3-2 with the safety and the field goal rush. I mean, I guess the Chargers are going to win this. Yeah, with 10 minutes left. I mean, the Saints are pretty much done as well in the South.
Oh yeah, the Saints will probably be 2-6. So the Chargers will get a win here, which is very much needed. Good for them.
I know.
The Bills.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know people want Buda Baker, but the name I'm looking at, Raj, would you take the Honey Badger from the Saints? I just thought about it. The Saints are 2-5, maybe more inclined to trade them. Ravens have 11 picks. I know Buda Baker's the big name. I believe he's a free agent after the season. Not sure about Tyrann Mathieu, but would you take the Honey Badger potentially as an upgrade at that defensive back position?
I would take Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo picked us off last year in the playoffs. So bring Honey Boo Boo this way.
Who?
Yes, Honey Boo Boo Badger. Bring him over in a heartbeat. I'd take anybody that's a great player at this point. Anybody. Come to the Ravens.
Ravens got to go to Ravens got to go to LA in a couple weeks on Monday night as well. Bills are just whooping up on the Seahawks. Mike McDonald is getting his ass whooped, so it ain't easy, Mike. I know people love it.
I take him back too. You want to fire him? I'm just hey, come on home. Come on home.
Broncos, like the 28-7. Bryce Young's back. Doesn't make a difference. Broncos defense, man, they're healthy. Bryce Young just got sacked. Speaking of a team that put pressure on the quarterback, this is probably going to be the toughest defense. Better than the Browns, Raj, that the Ravens had to play. And their offense is better because they got a better quarterback, Bo Nix, who can run also, and receivers, Cortland Sutton and the crew.
I told you this Broncos team is going to be a problem, man. I knew once I seen Bo Nix with that bastard head coach, I knew it was going to be a problem. They're going to be extremely tough next week. I don't know who to pick at this point. I'm going to have to wait it out till tomorrow. But I don't like this matchup for the Ravens, especially after getting your ass whipped and losing more players this week. Hopefully, we get Marlon and Wiggins back, next week. But it's going to be a dogfight, literally, again, since this defense is going to be out of his mind. And hopefully the offensive line can hold up this time around. It's going to take more than 24 points to beat the Denver Broncos. I'll tell you that.
That's the scary part. I thought it would be a defensive game. Looking at the way our defense is playing, you're going to have to probably score 30 points. Tonight, Sunday Night Football, Cowboys 49ers. Any thoughts, Raj?
Yeah, both teams are struggling. Both teams are banged up. But I got the Cowboys winning. I just think the 49ers have reached their limit. It's like everybody's hurt. And they're having that Super Bowl hangover. And yeah, man, that wide receivers are both of them are pretty much like gone for a good amount of time. So I don't know. It just seems like everybody's hurt, like I said, for the 49ers, and Cowboys should just take it. And of course, the Steelers tomorrow, Steelers and Giants. Steelers. I mean, that's nothing more to say. The Steelers is just going to be.
Yeah, Steelers would be in first place by themselves, unequivocally, in first place with Russell Wilson. I mean, interesting. Very, very interesting. Any final thoughts on the Ravens, Raj? I know we got a stream coming up in literally minutes. You want to tell the people all about that while I try to put up the lower third?
Now, I'm just reading some of these comments, man. My man Brian
Hey, go ahead, read them off. You can read them off. I'm just doing my thing with you.
What Brian said, who got cooked by Cedric Tillman? Like, who is that? The AFC North is crazy. Shout out to Gavante, KD Nation in the building. Just laughing, and D says, screw the Steelers. Yes, screw the Steelers, D, but they're going to be in first place. And the Ravens always find ways, man, to make it hard for themselves. So it is what it is. But we have a stream coming up. Was it WWE Halloween Havoc pay-per-view? Check us out. We'll be back literally in about 7 minutes. So, stay tuned for that. We'll probably talk a little bit more Ravens, of course, throughout the night. Get over this loss because it was a brutal one. And yeah, man, just everybody stay safe. If not, but yeah, man. Ravens I thought the day was gonna be a give me, but there is no give me's in the NFL. So it is what it is.
Yes, Ravens fall to the Cleveland Browns 29-24. If you guys are in professional wrestling or you just want to hang out with us, we're doing a kind of a Halloween / spooky, continuing the NFL, talk NBA, college football, World Series is 2-0. We can talk more Ravens. We can talk about this Commanders game, any of the primetime games that draw out. Sure, Sunday Night Football coming up. We got some Cowboys fans that'll be on the stream with us. Whoever your team is, whatever you want to talk about. We just want to come and say hello, ask us more Ravens stuff. We're about to do literally in 5 minutes. We're going to have music playing. We're going to get the vibes going for Halloween Havoc. God's favorite host here. Tomorrow on the show, we got a very, very special guest, episode 463. The worldwide own Hendo will be joining on the Flex Zone podcast to talk about this loss and where the Ravens go from here. Do they make a trade? What happens after that as well? And yeah, Roger, let people know what we got on the channel. A lot of content and what they need to do if they've watched this video. And it costs them nothing to do so, but man, Slippy Pete coming in with the boot at the end as well.
Yeah, I see horrible. Yeah, I see, man. We'll see, man. We don't know. Hopefully you're wrong, but we'll see. But if you're new to the channel, please hit the like, subscribe button. We have plenty of Ravens content, plenty of wrestling content. We do Maryland football. We do a lot of things on this channel, so just stay tuned and check us out, man. We're on damn near almost every day again.
If you guys haven't, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the poll, drop a comment, good, bad, different thoughts on the game, what you're looking forward to seeing moving forward. Leave your favorite emoji, do something that helps us out. Big Raj, he'll probably be back with me in a few minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, reset. We'll be right back live for Halloween Havoc. Got Trick Williams, Ethan Page, and other things going on tonight. We'll have fun, talk more football. We're doing the Flex Zone podcast. Any final thoughts, Raj, before we get out of here? Final word.
Man, the Ravens got to do better. They got to do better for real. Can't be playing like this. Yeah, terrible competition, man. Got to do better. That's pretty much it.
Ravens fall 29-24, fall of 5-3, host the 5-3 Denver Broncos, which will be a big time game next week in the bank in Baltimore. We'll be back in a few minutes with Halloween Havoc. Courage, and all of you in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Peace. We'll see you in a few for Halloween Havoc.